So, since many speculations are being held and had about Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion allegedly making up and saying that they are on talking terms again, let's do one official final reading about this. It's just covering everything up from the past and what's ever happened between them and all that to are they on talking terms again. There have been many speculations about they've been on like they've been trying to kind of like rekindle whatever connection and just like talking terms that they've had before and just work on that and all that stuff. And rumors had it that people from both of their camps have been trying to do this and that to make them talk again and make amends and all that stuff. So let's actually get into it now and see what can we guess. I mean, I've been doing like many readings on this situation, so therefore I have like some knowledge to it and like what had been said and everything, or just like what took place. But we can still have like a rundown about it. So the falling out happened after, I'd say, like during the time where a feature was held, which is like the WAP feature, but it's much more than that because months ago or like a year ago now, or just would say like a few months ago, Nicki said on Queen Radio like that she said to her like when they were together on live and whatever that like they were trying to conceive a baby. They were trying to conceive basically and she was trying to get pregnant and everything. And she said that Meg said basically, like, girl, you know what you gotta do, like I ain't doing all that, and just, basically kind of like a I don't want to say all that's on here, but basically kind of like gets rid of it. And like Nicki was flabbergasted then, and she said that her husband too has heard her and everything. So like she felt a certain type of way, and then like a lot has been happening since then. So like the features took place, then the shots of one another like through the songs and everything. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's see what is we'd ask about the current energy, then we'd see what has happened in the past, and like is any of it true? I mean, yeah, I've done readings before and I got that it was true to an instance, and it had to do with something about parenthood and everything, like motherhood and all that stuff. So yeah, but we're gonna see what is the current energy between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. What is the current energy between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion? Let us see. Interesting. What is the current energy between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion? I was gonna say, so there is definitely the energy of like a rebirth, like something new. But then it came, it came on the reverse. So there is definitely there is the energy of like planning, actually knowing like how to take like the first step, or just like trying to know what is your next step, or like what should you do when it comes to this, because everybody is kind of like sitting there and waiting to see did they actually like make up. There is the energy of just like anticipating, like there is anticipation in here, kind of like just everybody's waiting to see what will come out next, or like if any one of them will kind of just like confirm it, so people are waiting on here. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm seeing. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. Yeah, people are waiting on here to see, that like what is the next move, what can be done to kind of like salvage the relationship, or just like sabotage it even more. People definitely from like higher powers in the industry are waiting to see what can be happening next. Plus we have it's kind of interesting to see this because like there has definitely been like lots of misunderstandings between them. There's also has been like I'd say like there is like lots of stuff that has made this so much more harder and so much more complicated than it usually was, or like than it should have been. There is also the energy of kind of just like, I'm trying to kind of like understand you. I'm trying to kind of forgive you. I'm trying to come forward with like a right footing. I'm kind of like balance the equation over here. But there has been so much like gossip going on, so much bad news, like so much pettiness. There has been a lot more that's regarded, that's regarding my family. You came, well, I don't know, but some stuff has definitely been said behind the scenes. Yep. You questioned. Okay, so one part he's saying you question my morals, you question like my authenticity, authenticity. You ooh, there's lots of confusion here. Oh my god, you question. Oh my god, let me cleanse them. You question like, my pen. You question my creativity. You question like everything. You made it seem like I was, like I was nothing but just some cloud chasing girl. I was nothing but, like not your caliber or whatever. So this definitely makes energy. The other one, she was like, you gossiped a lot about my family, about, well, let me see, hold on. Because like, yep. She was like, you tried to have a saying or just kind of like force your opinion, or it's kind of like I gave you, I was kind of like generous with you. I was there. I catered to you. I gave you all that stuff. There's a lot of like self-esteem or like self-critique stuff on here issues. There's kind of like you doubted me, or you made me feel like this small. This is kind of like, like you made me feel insecure. You made people just like come at me and all that shit. Oh, all that stuff. I'm trying to censor the words. And Nicki's like, you talked about my family, or kind of like, you were trying to have a say, or just like try to give me a wrong opinion on that, and I wasn't asking you about that. So definitely here, there is someone who is very level-headed, and there is someone who is in their feelings here about the whole situation. There is like the energy of just like, like you left me out in the cold, you did this to me, I wasn't expecting you to do this to me. Basically kind of like when you try to like take accountability, and then there is blame. When you did this, you did this, you did that, you did this to me, you did that, you did that, and this and this and this, This is definitely, So what is their energy now? What is the current energy between them? It's kind of like they're not letting this blow, but at the same time, they're kind of still just like in that phase of just like, you made this, you did this, you did that. But there is the opportunity though. There is still that little golden opportunity where I say that there is healing too. There is that kind of like opportunity to heal more, to actually kind of like let the swords fall. There is the opportunity of, there is a new opportunity. Okay, I'm definitely pleasantly surprised. Because like, I've been said this, but this is like my first, like reading on this, like on here. So I'm trying to just like, kind of like gather all the information on here. But as I was saying, that there is definitely like the energy of like, I can just look at this again. Like we used to have fun, like we used to chill together and have fun and just talk and everything. And there is the energy for them. I want to say that there is the energy for them to kind of like work together again. But let's see, is there a chance for Nicki Minaj and Megan Nicki to work together again? Yeah, there is. But there are like some conditions. I don't know, there is either, like cut ties with someone, or just like publicly apologize or something, like publicly own up to it. Like both women are saying that. Yeah, definitely. There is definitely a chance for them to creatively come together. There is that chance. There is a chance of them, like, like when they reminisce about that, it's like, we used to have so much fun. We used to party. There was like that flirtatious type of energy, because we know Nicki be flirting with people, or just like to make them feel comfortable and all that. And so does Megan. So it's like, we used to have so much fun together. We used to be this and this and that. So there is definitely that chance of them, like coming together creatively. There is, like they're both looking at the positive flipping side of the coin now. They're trying to kind of like, I'd say that they were trying to dodge a bullet, and they were trying to just like tiptoe around all this. But, like they sat them down. their guards were up. Everything was up and everything. They sat them down and like, listen, just talk it out, do everything, like there we all do stuff that we regret and everything, so make a decision. And when they had the decision, yeah, there were like lots of cutthroat words or just like a blunt communication and everything that kind of like made them snap into reality. So therefore they're walking away from something here. There is walking away from something here and just looking up at the world in a new perspective, or just like seeing something here and kind of like just wanting to let go of all those burdens and that sneakiness and just like transforming, well, kind of like accepting change and just like transformation towards everything, and just kind of like getting karma for the situation, but not as like in a bad way, but kind of like it's just the scales are kind of like balancing themselves out, okay. So we have, yeah, but they're still gonna see one another as competition though, agree to disagree and just kind of like let that stuff soak in and just go from there, basically. So yeah, there is that too. Oh my god, there is a fly here. I'm sorry, this was random, but as I was saying, like there is a chance to finally just like let that guard down, or just make room for like yourself to rise above problems. And that's what I think that they're finally coming to terms with. That there's the energy just kind of like, fine, I'm gonna accept it. Like, we're gonna have to accept the situation if we want to move forward and just move on from this cold, bitter place. Like, there is finally that energy of just like like, let's just learn from the past and move from there. But definitely it's gonna be like a lot. It's gonna take a lot for them to trust one another, to be honest. I'm saying that, like, I'm literally feeling Nicki's just like looking at this stuff sideways and suspiciously. Well, let's see. Yeah, not being too happy about this, or just like, just staying in your corner, not doing the most, not like reaching out first, and not just staying in your lane and just being who you are and just being strong on whatever you decided to do. Let's see, what was the decision? Their current, like energy towards one another. What is a decision? Just not wanting to kind of like stay in a bad place and just like, stay in a bad drift, and just trying to move forward with a clear conscious and just like a clear path, But let's see. Now we're gonna see like how they see one another, because this is just like their current energy. I'm trying not to make this too long, because these are just like the first readings. I don't want to give, like do longer ones just like that on here. Okay, let's see. Should I ask about how they feel towards one another now, or is just like what's happening in the past? Okay, let's see. Is everything that Nicki has said on Queer Radio before about, like her not wanting her to have a baby, or just telling her to like get rid of it and everything true? Is there any truthfulness on what Nicki said? So we got this. Yeah. God. Okay, so oh my god. Megan's energy on here when like when Nicki said that, she was not expecting Nicki to actually just like say that out loud to people, or just like to the public, because like, you're gonna do me like that? She was like a deer caught in the headlights, literally. What I'm hearing right now, because like the first card that popped up is the Justice card. Literally, it's true. She said her truth. We know Nicki cannot, I want to say cannot lie, but like she will tell you a joke. Nicki's energy is this. Nicki's nature is this. She will tell you a jokey joke, but she will not tell you a lie. She won't lie to the public like that. Like, she's been very transparent about everything that has happened to her, and everything that, like, she encounters and everything. And, like, time will pass by. People will just, like, say that, she's lying. And that, like, she's doing this just to, showcase that she's the kindest one, whatever. But as time goes by and passes by, you find out that Nicki is right. That Nicki, is not lying about this. And it's kind of like I can give many examples from like the Grammy situation. Then I think it was the weekend coming up and just like coming out and just saying something like that. And then Nicki was like, when I said it, everybody just wanted to show me away, but when he said it, now everybody is saying that I was right, basically. So yeah, she did offer her something like that. She did say, if you don't need that, you just gotta do that. And there was truth to that. There was truth into that. Like, Megan, like when like Nicki has said that in Queer Radio, like on one episode, and like said that like finally came to light. She was like, now you're happy, and you're just like, like now you're talking about this. It's been a while, and now you're just like speaking about this. Like, why did you have to say that? I say that Megan felt just like ashamed, and all. Sorry, also felt like very much kind of like violated by that, because like why would you say that to the public and just send like a swarm of just side eyes towards me and just like insults and everything. And it wasn't very good to witness, because people were just coming at her from all sides. Like, oh my god, it was crazy. Like, it was just crazy, because I was witnessing that firsthand because of Twitter, of course. And like people were just coming at her. It's like it was in the past. We're still stuck in the past. Like, so much stuff has happened, from then. Like the public, of course, now rocks with you and everything, and now you want the public to turn their backs on me. Basically, that's what Meg was feeling like. But I feel like, yeah, she's like, like now you're sending all this my way. You made the decision and you just wanted me to live up with the consequences. Let's see, what was Nicki's energy when she decided to say that? What was her energy like when she decided to say that? She was like, boom, like Nicki could not, she could not believe that, like Megan would suggest something like that. So she was like, I let it slide for too long, but the fact that you're trying to play me dumb or just like outsmarts me, or she did something that kind of like triggered that. She's like, I can't believe that you were telling me to kind of like just stop the procedure or just like stop the whole process and just get rid of it. And Nicki just decided to make, okay, let's see, how was this supposed to fall? Yeah, Nicki just decided to, like make the decision and move towards like this way, which is addressing it publicly, because since people just want, since people are acting like, oh, y'all know every mother thing, then here, take this to you. How about that? She was like, I can't believe that people want me to make up with a person who wanted me to not start a family, and like wanted me to get rid of the blessing that I was gonna get, basically. So yeah, but I feel like as I was gonna say, that there is much more than just that. I mean, this is of course a major thing, and if they had to, like, if they finally just moved on from this, or are trying to move on from this, both of them, then good for them. There's also something related to work, the industry, as has happened between them and took place, because I feel like there's so much more layers to this than just that. Let's see, what else was happening between Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj. What else was happening between Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj? It definitely includes work, picking a side, choosing. It's like how you talked all that big junk, all that, like how you talked all that big-ish about this person, then the first moment that you saw more opportunities and like more kind of like coins, you just left this side and went and jumped and jumped there and dumped me, basically. What else happened between Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj? Okay, we have the fact that yeah, like you jumped from here and went to another place that like you knew could provide you with more opportunities, because I was in a state that like couldn't. I was in a state that I wouldn't wish that on my own worst enemy, kinda. It's like you knew what I was encountering and you knew what I dealt with, but you still went and picked a side that was kind of like less harmful to you to be associated with, and like you went somewhere else that provided you with poor quality, or like poor like poor quality just for like the quantity of it, you know, like you didn't stay honest or true to your words and true to your like morals, or just kind of like true to your passion. You just wanted a quick something to do, and you went there. So no matter what they say, definitely picking a side that Nicki wasn't on played a part in it. I mean, I don't judge and I don't wrong anybody, but definitely, you know, like when you just bad mouth a person for so long, and then you just go there. Exactly, the gossip part. You just, you know, like bad mouth a person, and you just say, oh, you should be like very careful and this and and laughing, and, you know, laughing at certain nitpicking at the person with Nicki on live and kicking about it and everything, but then turning your back and just like going to do that the first instance you had, like the first instant that, you know, you found a chance and $1 million deal basically, and just took it. They really did mess up Nicki in a way, and kind of like broken her heart, because like why would you do that, you know, like it did make her feel very anxious. I'd hate to say angry, but yeah, in a way it did make her angry, and she did take it to yeah, it did make her feel a certain type of way in her head, and she did take it to the booth and wrote and rapped about it. Let's see. Why did Megan Thee Stallion do that? Why did Megan Thee Stallion go to Cardi B's side? Well, she wanted to grow. She wanted to make moves for herself, and she didn't want to feel entitled to follow like one clan. And she just, you know, like she let's see. Yeah, she saw the opportunities and saw the money, even though she knew that this decision is going to come with consequences. But, you know, she had to do what she had to do because of the ties she had with the industry and like the record labels, and just she had to do it because she had to pick one side, and she did. Because, well, you know, you want to climb up the spots, and you want the power, you want to just be the next kind of like trending topic, the next bling bling, like bling bling thing. You wanted to be a part of like the upper class, or just wanted to be part of like much more kind of like higher level circles, or just like much more celebrities scales and everything. So she had to do what she had to do, and, you know, like she went and did that. Yep, she took control and everything, even if she made like, yeah, she made friends with the other girl, and even if she knew that it's gonna like disappoint the other one, and it's created lots of mess. Oh my god, lots of mess and lots of other other stuff that they couldn't move on from, because starting from there, a lot has taken place and a lot has happened. So yeah, lots of sneaky stuff, lots of just like stuff has been done, been said behind the scenes, because once you pick a side and pick a corner, you just kind of like start to say stuff. And like it's crazy because the card of just like gossip keeps coming from Megan's side. So, you know, like she runs her mouth a lot. And I mean, she keeps falling out with lots of people. So, you know, I mean, I'm not kind of like favoring anyone right now, but, you know, like when you keep falling out with lots of people, then definitely it's, you know, either you're the problem, either like here, you just keep jumping to kind of like stay with the flow and just keep having everything that you want to have. And some people do that, and I mean, you know, stuff happens. Like people just do what they gotta do to get somewhere, even though it doesn't succeed for like the long term, but it definitely gives you that type of satisfaction for that time being. So yo, now we're gonna see how they feel about one another. Okay, and then we're gonna see, are they still going to like diss one another? Because it's like before, like when I did the reading, like in Nicki's energy, it was like now I have to kind of like adjust some of my disses or some of my raps or whatever. So yeah, we're gonna see. How does Nicki Minaj feel about Megan Thee Stallion right now? How does Nicki Minaj feel about Megan Thee Stallion right now? Oh, okay. How does Nicki Minaj feel about Megan Thee Stallion right now? How does Nicki Minaj feel about Megan Thee Stallion? Oh. The card like did a double flip. Then Okay. How does Nicki Minaj feel? It's killing me because, like, as I said, she won't trust her now. Yep, she won't trust her. She hurts her a lot. She's really hurt. She's still very much hurt about everything that, you know, like. Oh well. Oh. I want to find one good card in this spread. My kids. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry because, like, this is so fucking funny. I'm so sorry. Wait. Oh my god. She sees her as someone who is not to be trusted. Someone who is too flip-floppy. And the lovers are reverse. You can't make this. You can't make this mess up. Like, literally. She's willing to move on, but she won't trust her for shit. I'm sorry. She won't trust her for anything until she proves herself to her. She's very blunt with her communication, though. Like, she sees her as someone. Well, she sees her as someone who, you know, like, is very, of course, beautiful. She sees her as someone who can definitely gets what they want. She sees her as someone, you know, like, who, if they want, like, she sees her as someone who is like a go-getter. Like, if she wants something, she will definitely go get it. But at the same time, we have lots of I wouldn't say that she is, you know, like, feeling her right now. Oh, hold on. I wouldn't say that, you know, like, she's completely, like, fond of her or something, but she does well, she does kind of. Okay, look, how can I say this without sounding rude? Oh no. Like, she does see her as someone who can okay, she's still salty, she's still sad, she's still salty, she's still, like, angry and kind of, like, flabbergasted and just, like, speechless about. She's still very much salty and bitter towards the fact that she told her to kind of, like, get rid of you know, like, a child, a baby, whatever. She's still, you know, like, is very much angry about that because, like, how dare you say such a thing? You know, like, children are a blessing. I do hear her definitely saying something about, well, you know, like, what would you know about that? You don't even want some. You definitely, like, you know, like, let go of those. Kind of, like, you know, ABORT, like, you know, get rid of them for yourself. So, like, how the fuck you gonna say that to me? You know, basically, kind of like, if you do this, not everybody's going to do it. She's still very much sad about that. She's, you know, like, willing to move on from this, but she sees her as someone who can, you know, like, who runs their mouth, who cannot be trusted, who is very sneaky, can be manipulative, just, like, you know, like, is easy to shed 2 tears. Someone who can, like, cry at the spot. She sees her as someone who literally, like, broke her trust before, made her feel very much, like, you know, negative and very much kind of, like, in her head a lot. She really, like, did a number on her because she was kind of, like, rooting for her and she was feeling her, and she literally just kind of, like, stabbed her in the back. Basically, that's what it felt. Sorry to Nicki, that, you know, like, she stabbed her in the back. She went for a quick rash decision, or kind of, like, for a quick type of, like, temporary joy, or just a move that's kind of, like, post her connection with Nicki, or I don't know how, you know, like, they were her friendship basically with Nicki, or acquaintance with Nicki. So, you know, she definitely is still sad over that. She sees her as someone who needs a thicker skin, and she sees her as someone who, you know, like, she can pick a bone with if she wants to, and she definitely does see her as someone who is very much kind of, like, a strategic, or is just kind of, like, okay, so yeah, I would say sometimes she sees her as someone who can be, like, too self-centered, or someone who can get, like, easily triggered or, like, easily insecure. But she definitely has, let's see, she definitely sees her as, you know, like, someone who can do great as performing, a great artist, but there is lots of tension between them. Like definitely Nicki is not the type of person to just really like trust another person after they showed her that, you know, like they cannot be trusted. But you know, she was like, if she came correctly at me or just, you know, like told me what was wrong before, I would have respected that so much more than just, you know, like going, yeah, and just like going behind my back and doing stuff like this. Yep. Yep. She's like, I gave you too much and everything. She's, you know, like I gave you a lot. So like a feature, I jumped on a live with you, I did that and that and that, and you were just acting like ungrateful or just kind of like just erased everything just so you can fit in now. So she's like, how can I fully trust her again? Yeah, there is the energy of like still being stuck in the past from Nicki's part. Let's see. When Nicki Minaj diss her in songs, car jumped. Yeah. When Nicki Minaj still diss Megan Thee Stallion in her songs, oh, lots of parts. When Nicki Minaj still diss Megan Thee Stallion in her songs, well, she definitely is going to spit some facts, some bars over some situations that has happened. Because let's be honest, okay, because I'm gonna say this, but let me get one card to see. Yep, okay. Yeah, she's definitely gonna do that even on the album, because this album, Pink Friday 2, has been in the making for some years now. So it definitely is going to cover like many situations. It's definitely going to talk about many places and like mishaps that Nicki has encountered in from like the Queen era till now. So yeah, we can expect that. She is going to do that. She's going to talk about everything, even if she's gonna leave it in the past, but she's still gonna take it to the music. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's like some parts of the documentary gonna show some parts of that. You know, like there is no there is the lyric that I'm hearing in my head from Nicki's song Pills and Potions, but let me find that, because like whenever I'm doing readings I just be getting stuff like that. So I think it's like there is no friends in the game, you ain't learned that yet or something, but we're gonna see. There is no friends in the game, you ain't learned that yet. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I told them it's no friends in the game, you ain't learned that yet. Exactly. That's what Nicki's energy is. Because like, you know, I tried to, you know, befriend you and everything, and I got you know, like the hand that's kind of like fed you, or just like, you know, held you up and held you down for a while, you just kind of like bit it. So why do you want to come back now? She's definitely gonna come ask her, you know, like she's not going to show any sympathy for other people, because they were the one who have done her wrong in the beginning. So she's like, you're gonna get, you know, like I'm gonna get my lick back, boo, and you're gonna get to it, you're gonna listen to it, and just, you know, we're gonna get there, we're gonna take it there, basically. And so that's her energy towards Megan. Now let's see the energy between Megan and her. No, I'm sorry. How does Megan feel about Nicki? Yeah, it's like a lot of confusion in like the whole thing that is just crazy. Oh my god. Okay, this is the last question. Oh god, there's a lot of cards, definitely. But we're gonna see. Okay, how does Megan Thee Stallion feel about Nicki Minaj? The cards are flying. Well, I'd say that she definitely watches Nicki. She's kind of anticipating her next move. She's waiting to see what is going to happen. You know, like is she going to the issue? Is she going to move on from it? Or is she going to, you know, like do what she does best, which is kind of like talk about it in her rap. So she's waiting to see which route she's going to take. To kind of like, well, to be honest, they're both going to, okay. Let's just get the card to see if I'm right or not. Then I'm gonna continue. Yep, they're definitely going to this one another in both of their albums, because Megan has been cooking up in the studio lately too. So, you know, like she's heavily inspired by Nicki though. Like she definitely, you know, like was looking up to her when she was, you know, like coming up and everything. She still does, but you know, she won't admit it now, because yeah, she definitely does have you know, like a huge kind of like she does have a huge type of like effects on Megan's career or kind of like life, or just the way she raps and carries herself. Her, Lil Kim, Queen Latifah, Foxy, and somebody that was an MC too. That's what I'm hearing. I wouldn't say Foxy a lot, but you know, like that's what I heard, the names that I heard. So yeah. She listens to, I don't know. Is there a song where she's saying like, uh, you know, like BITCH from the South or whatever? So she does see Nicki as, you know, like an empress in the game. She does, you know, like kind of like, she is curious about whatever Nicki's doing and whatever, you know, that she's gonna come up with. She's definitely seeing Nicki as a star, as a worldwide superstar though, as someone who knows, you know, how to strategize, how to make plans and everything. She still has hope that, you know, like they going to move forward, but give us all the tea. She does have, you know, like love for her and respect for her. Give us the tea. Like, we want the dirt, not just this. Yep, here it goes. We're getting somewhere. How does Megan Thee Stallion feel when Nicki Minaj? That's a lot of words. See, it's like a lot of repressed stuff that they want to say to one another, but they just like don't say it. There is the energy just like being stuck in the past. She hopes that, you know, like they can move forward, but you know, like there's a lot. Yeah, there goes. She's feeling guilty. She feels like Nicki is being too harsh on her, just like punishing her for too long, and she's like, you need to chill. She feels like Nicki needs to kind of just like look for herself or look out after herself. So, you know, like she can just kind of like take credits for whatever she want to take credit for without just having to just like do it this way. She has like lots of, yeah, it's crazy. They're not talking. They're not talking, but you know, the current energy between them. What is their current energy once again? What is, you know, like, because the first question I asked is like, you know, the energy around them and everything, and between them and all, and they're open for that. Exactly. Well, I wouldn't say that they're not talking because there goes, you know, like communicating. Is the current energy between them? Okay, let me just put it here. Exactly, they're, you know, like talking, but not talking at the same time. Like they're not going out of their way to just kind of like check on one another. They talk though. Wait. Yeah, they're talking, but everything is kind of like hanging. Like everything is just like on a thin type of like thread. They're treading lightly with one another, just kind of like just precautiously, and not just, you know, like as laid back or you think that they will be. Like there is still lots of toxicity, kind of like just temptations to just get sucked right back into the past and just talking about that and just talking about all the tensions and all the hurt that they've caused one another. But they're choosing to be, I'm hearing, civil about it and just, you know, like not doing the most. But there is still lots of indecisiveness on here. As I said, there is, you know, like that type of kind of like the lack of enthusiasm or whatever, and there is like that pettiness again. She still finds Nicki, she still sees Nicki as someone who is kind of like extremely petty. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about the noise. Somebody who is kind of like extremely petty, who is, you know, like too prideful. This has lots of raw emotions. That wears, you know, like her emotions. She cannot shut up about it. Basically, she does see her as someone who, you know, is, you can have a great time with and everything, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, someone who has like the power of the tongue, which is basically, you know, like she can manifest whatever that she wants. She can get whatever that she wants, and she does like look up to it, like, wow, I want to be the same way. But there is that type of like disconnects between them still. See, yeah, there is that type of like drift between them. She feels it. She sees, you know, how you know, like she can't be forgotten no matter like how where she goes or everything. Nicki still mentioned, like she sees how both of their names are still kind of like attached to one another. Let me ask this: do they see that, you know, like people, yeah, she sees Nicki as someone who is, you know, too rebellious and who can just like break their rules and mend the world to their own rules. So she definitely is inspired by Nicki. Like she definitely rocks with her pen game, with all that stuff, and everything's kind of like going to unfold in front of our eyes by like the divine timing. Okay, she does see her as someone who is kind of like, I won't hesitate to like let you hear a piece of their mind, but she definitely does see her as someone who will not just like, she's there someone who will take their time to kind of like come towards you, and she's like, just, like speed it up, hurry about it. Okay, let us see. Let us see. Okay, so again, she does definitely see her as, ow, I'm sorry. She does see her as someone who, she doesn't trust her too. Like, they do not trust one another. She does see her as someone who is a fun, like company and everything, but they want, as I said, like get out of their way to just kind of like, be in one another's circle. There's definitely like that weird type of awkward, tense energy just between them. Like the tension is too thick. I'm hearing like you could almost like feel it, or just like be there. Basically, there's lots of disappointments here. She does see Nicki as someone who can, who is like pushing people away and who just enjoys being a loner. And she does see her as someone who can be lonely. So let's see. Yeah, she definitely sees her as someone who will not hesitate to just like bring everybody down, to just like still be on top. Basically, yep, to still be on top. I mean, well, it is true somehow, but at the same time, in Nicki's mind, she's like, I'm just exposing the truth. And at times she is conscious about what she does, but at the other time she's like, she's doing it best in her head, basically. But yeah, let me see. Will Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion ever work with one another in the future? Will they ever? I asked this because there is the collaboration card again. Okay, wait. Will Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion work with one another in the future? Will Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion ever work with one another in the future? Will they work with one another in the future? I mean, if they're still going to be stuck in the past, then no. But if they move forward and plan better and kind of like talk about everything and communicate and forgive one another, then yes, there is that chance to. But if not, then they're just gonna keep being stuck there and stay there, basically. So yeah, this is the Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion reading. And I mean, it's not far-fetched from every reading I've been doing, but yeah, this is everything that we were having questions about, just their current energy, their feelings towards one another, and let's see what is going to be taking place in the future. Well, if they say like too prideful and just like keep holding one another accountable, then we're not gonna get anything, but except just like anger and bitterness and just like harshness towards one another, and just nothing at all. But if they do plenty better and just focus on the positive stuff instead of the negative stuff, then maybe someday, somehow, they'll get somewhere. But until then, we're gonna see what will happen next. So yeah, as I said, this is the Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj reading and how everything kind of happened. And if you enjoyed the reading, if you enjoyed everything, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, maybe we meet in the other reading and in the next one. Bye.